Okay, welcome to today's webinar. Let's go ahead and get started. Today's webinar topic, Archeological Surveys Made Easy with Juniper Systems Mapping and Data Collection Tools. My name's Trevor Brown. I'm the Uinta Product Manager, and we have Mike Taylor, who is the Uinta Customer Success Manager. And here's the agenda for today's webinar. We're going to start with a brief company introduction of Juniper Systems. We're going to do an overview of the archaeology mapping and data collection solution. Really there, we're going to review hardware and software options from Juniper Systems. And we're going to use the majority of the webinar to demonstrate a typical example for one of our customers that uses the Montana CRIS form, which is the Cultural Resource Information System form. And we're going to show in the Uinta software and how it all works, really show you an example from users that have it in the office. They use it to coordinate with their field teams, and the data is shared back to the office and then ultimately shared with others outside of their organization. So let's go ahead and get started. First, company introduction, Juniper Systems. We are a manufacturer of ultra-rugged field computers and high-precision GPS receivers, as well as software that can be customized to use for mapping and data collection across a lot of different applications. It works great with archaeological applications, and so that's the purpose of our webinar today. We are a US-based manufacturer. We are located in Logan, Utah, which is in the northern part of Utah on the Idaho border. We've been around under the Juniper Systems name for about 30 years, but really we have roots in history dating back to the 80s. And so we have a long history of mapping, data collection, and we do have an office in the United Kingdom as well as dealers around the world. Our parent company is Campbell Scientific. They are the world's largest manufacturer of stationary data loggers, and they are also located here in Logan, Utah. Here's a picture of our building and some of our manufacturing facility. We run a very lean operation, and all of our design, engineering, manufacturing, and support happens at our Logan office, but also from our office in the United Kingdom, as well as a lot of great support for our network of dealers. Okay. This is an introduction to the mapping solution that we're going to be talking about today. And these are really all the things that are needed to make this solution work. You need three components, really. You need a mobile device, and Juniper Systems manufactures ultra-rugged options. Those are going to be Windows and Android options. And so if you're working in rugged spots that are, your users are hot, cold environments that you need to be able to see the sun on the display in the sun, and you need long battery life. Juniper Systems makes great data collection options. You can use your own device, however, with this solution. So if you have already a tablet or phone, this solution will work with Android, Apple, and Windows. The next piece that's recommended for this solution is our geode high accuracy GPS. This is a hassle-free high accuracy GPS receiver. You pair this with Bluetooth, just like you would a headset, to your mobile device, and it becomes your location provider when you're mapping. And so you can get a high accuracy with that geode solution. There's different ways to carry the geode when you're out in the field, and we'll show some pictures of those in subsequent slides. The third piece of this solution is the Uinta mapping and data collection software. So this is a customizable software where you can create custom templates to match your job. It's very easy to use and user-friendly. And so this is a key component. It helps you keep coordinated between the office and the field. And it's a great solution that we're going to demonstrate in detail. All right, I just picked one of our mobile devices to highlight because this one happens to be popular with our archaeological customers. And so this is our Archer 4. It's about the size of a phone, and it has some different options on it. But like all of our data collectors that we manufacture and produce here at Juniper Systems, they all have bright outdoor displays, long battery life, excellent cameras. They have great connectivity with Bluetooth, Wi-Fi, or cellular. And with this particular device, we have two different models related to the GPS accuracy. So you have your standard model, which will get you about 2 to 5 meters accurate. And you have an upgraded RTK expansion that can get you out of the box 1 meter accuracy, or you can scale it up to 1 centimeter accuracy, depending on what you're trying to do with your job. So this is just one of our options. It's a great one that works with archaeology and been popular because it's portable, rugged, and just works great. So this is a mobile device that works great for the solution we're talking about today. This is the geode receiver that you can see it's the size. You know, there's different ways to carry this geode. You can carry it in a backpack, hands-free. There's different mount options. I personally like this grip option, which is sort of in the middle here. You can attach your phone or a tablet to this and carry it as kind of an integrated device. So if you're out in the field, it's pretty convenient to be able to run around mapping artifacts and things that you find during your surveys. But the main message about this, it's really easy to use. You turn it on, it just starts tracking free satellites, and you get a high accuracy with that solution. You can scale it up to get higher accuracy, and there's different sources to get that accuracy, and we can definitely talk more details about that. But the main message is that out of the box, you can get about 1 to 2 foot accuracy. If you want to scale that up to higher accuracy, even up to 1 to 2 centimeters, there's options there as well. This slide here is intended to kind of show you those different options to get the higher accuracy. And so these are all questions that when customers call in, they want to know, what option is best for them. And in this case, we can guide you. This slide, look for the different accuracy that helps you with your job, and this will help guide you there. And the biggest question we get asked is, what accuracy option is best for you? It kind of really depends on your job, what minimum accuracy is necessary to do your job well. And will you have a reliable internet connection, or will you be regularly disconnected? And it also depends on your budget. That really tells you what accuracy option is best for the job that you're trying to accomplish. And then that will help kind of guide you on the different option to choose there. And if you have questions, always contact us for recommendation. We love to talk about customer applications and make those recommendations. Okay, the third component of the solution is Uinta software. And so this is our customizable data collection and field mapping software that Mike Taylor is going to demonstrate in a little while here. Key features, it's efficient data capture. You can replace your paper forms. It's customizable for your job, so it's meant to be customized. It's great to coordinate between your office and field teams, so projects can be easily shared in the cloud and synchronized back and forth. It's professional mapping, so it's points, lines, areas. High accuracy mapping is supported, but it is really easy to use. It's not a complex software to train. So your users that pick this up, they typically can be trained in minutes. It can work offline or connected to the internet. So we know many of our customers are working in places with challenging, internet connectivity scenarios. We assume that's the case, and this software is designed to work offline or connected. The data is shareable. So it works with very common file formats. You can import data, you can export data, and it's all common file formats. So if you're sharing with a GIS system, or you have deliverables you want to give to a customer, so there's great reports that can get generated and support those features as well. And as always, with all of our products, we have great support directly from the factory here at Juniper Systems. And if anyone buys this solution, we will make sure you are successful. All right. Lastly, this software, we want you to have confidence it's going to work for you. We do have free trials available. You can download the software off any of the app stores or from our website. There is a standard 7-day free trial. However, if you need more time, or you want to add multiple users to better simulate your situation, just send us an email and we can easily set you up for the free and give you a quick start training to make sure that you can learn it fast and determine if it's going to work to meet your needs. Okay, so now I want to turn it over to Mike. He's going to talk about a real example that's typical for our customers. And so he's going to actually take the majority of this webinar. And along the way, if you have questions, be sure to enter them in the GoToMeeting chat. We will follow up after the webinar with each of your questions. So there's a little chat dialogue. You can ask a question there, and we'll be sure to follow up with you to answer the questions that you have. So I'm going to go ahead and turn it over to Mike, and he's going to show you an example that's typical with one of our customers.
All right, thank you, Trevor. So like Trevor mentioned, my name is Mike Taylor. I am a customer success manager here at Juniper Systems. I primarily work in Uinta day to day, and my job is to make sure those that purchase our software and hardware, that they're successful. So we just want to reiterate that if you guys do decide to purchase any of our products, we want to make sure that you are successful. Like Trevor mentioned, so this is a typical example of one of our archaeology customers. So this is a Montana Cultural Resource Information System form, or a CRIS form. Many other states have similar forms, but as you can see with some of those photos on the right, you can see that you can use this for mobile and collect data. So your field users are out there collecting data, and they can easily get that data to office users to be able to go and make reports and edit the data as needed. So I'm going to demonstrate here our Uinta software. So I'll just take over the screen here. All right. So let me move some of these out of the way. All right. So with Uinta, you can have many different types of projects. These projects could be at different locations. Let's see. There we go. And with these projects, they can be local on your device, or you can have them being stored in the Microsoft Azure cloud. The nice thing with that is you can easily transfer data or sync it up to the cloud, and anyone that has access to that will be able to easily get that data. So there we go. Okay, so we got my screen going now. So here's that project screen that I was mentioning. So we're just going to jump into this archaeology webinar project that I have. So with some of these projects, and keep in mind, Uinta is fully customizable. So we can customize these forms and templates to fit your guys' needs when you're out collecting data and for the office. So this particular project that we're in would pertain to like a region that might have several different sites in it. So these are different sites within this project that we might have. Let's go ahead and create a new one. So all you would do is hit the plus button, comes up the digitized version of that CRIS form that we saw in a previous slide. Again, these forms can be full visible, and these are things that I'm not going to go into huge detail on how to customize today, but I can, if you have interest in a more personalized demonstration, please reach out after this webinar. I'd be happy to help. But let's go ahead and enter in just some data. We won't fill in all the information in here, but I'll just call this IOC and just put some other numbers in here, and I'll hit save. And so now you can see this other project or site is now in here. And if I select this, it's going to bring us in to this site. It's going to show us that site information for whatever I had entered in for that CRIS form right here. I can also go to this map view. We're going to go ahead and connect to a fake GPS receiver just because we're indoors. So GPS doesn't work indoors, so I'll just connect here. And once this connects, we're going to see a blue dot of where we're supposed to be. Okay, and I'll just close that. So there's my blue dot showing, oh, now it moved. as the accuracy started to show up. So I'll just click this and it'll zoom to my location. So here's supposedly where I'm at. Again, this fake GPS that I'm using, it's only for demonstration purposes. We don't ever recommend people use it. So this big circle here is just the inaccuracy that we're seeing. So if you're using one of our high accuracy GPS receivers, you'll just see your blue dot. And as you move and walk around on the map, that blue dot will follow along and show you where you're at. So for right now, let's go ahead. I'm just gonna, if we wanted to start mapping something, I'll click on this plus button, and this is gonna bring up this template or data dictionary that I've already set up for this project. This is one that was set up and customized for another customer. So keep in mind, these can be customized and to what you guys are needing to collect data on. But let's just go and map a boundary. And so if I select boundary, and keep in mind those boundaries can sometimes be, you might already have that boundary information in a file. You could easily import those in and have those for your field users to go out and collect the information and that they need to go find. So now with this boundary, since I'm going to be mapping it, it's asking, do I want to manually add these points or vertexes along this boundary as I'm walking, or do I want to have them auto drop based off of a time or distance increment that I can set? When you're mapping line records as well, or features, this will pop up as well. So I'm just going to do manual because I can't control that blue dot. So I'll hit start. And let's say where this blue dot is right now, this is that first point of the boundary that we're going to do. So I'll hit add. It'll drop that first point. I am going to use this little mouse cursor here. And we're going to imagine that my mouse cursor is now that blue dot. So if I start walking to the west and I want to drop a point right here, I could just hit that add button down here at the bottom and it'll drop it. If I start walking south, want to drop another one, it's just going to keep dropping those points as I'm walking. And let's say this is that boundary that we want to have. When I'm done, I can just hit finish. It's going to bring up a certain form that was customized for a specific customer. Again, these can be customized to your guys' needs, but you can put in certain information that you want to put in here. I'll just put in just a random number for now, and I won't worry about any of the other stuff. So I'm just going to hit save, and now we can see our boundary. So another thing that we can do real quick, I'm just going to hit this plus button again. Maybe we want to map a certain feature. Let's do a historic area. And in here, again, that mouse cursor's my blue dot. So if I was right here and I wanted to map this area for this historic feature, I can just go and do that, hit finish. If I want to put any other information in here, like here's type, I could say what this type of stuff is or things like that too. I'll just hit save. So we got this historic area mapped here now, but inside this historic area, maybe there's some other records that we want to be tied to this historic area. I could click on this and there's going to be a card. It's going to show any information that I have collected regarding that historic area. I can link artifacts if I want to, or historic points. So maybe if I go here for this historic point, oh, hold on a sec. I got to disconnect from that. And let's do this. And let's just say this is my blue dot again. We're going to click right here. That's where my historic point that I want to map is. I'll hit finish. It'll bring up this form. And so with this, I could say you could have, like, this is a select list. You can have huge lists of things. I'm just going to say it's a fire pit. You could launch the camera and take a picture of that And that will be embedded with this record, and it'll be associated with it. And you can take as many photos as you want. You can also use browse and attach other file formats besides photos. So if you have PDFs or anything else, you can get those attached. And when you're done, you could just hit save, and now you can see the fire pit is in that historic area. Let's do one more record. We'll click on this historic area again. Let's do an artifact. And so maybe this one, let's do a flake stone. And I'm just going to say move and say we found it right here. I'll hit finish. So with this flake stone, what type is it? We could say that it is a flake tool. What type of material? Again, these are fully customizable to what you guys want to do. We'll say that it's, we'll just do granite. You can do quantities. How many did we find at that point? I'll just do 1. If you want to enter in a diameter, we'll say this is 3 inches. If you want to enter in some comments, you can. I do have a little photo that I can also add in here. So let me do that real quick and find, we'll just put that in here. So we'll have that photo, and I'll hit save. And so that's now associated also with this historic area. If I click on this flake stone, we can see the photo in here as well, and all that information like I mentioned. There's also things that you can see. There's a navigate. So if you ever needed to navigate back to specific locations on any of these records, you can click on them when this card's pulled up, go and navigate. So now let's go ahead and back out of this project, and I'm going to go into this other site right here. So now that I'm in this one, you can see some more of that CRIS information that had been entered for this one. If I go to map, you can see more information here. You can also, I'm not going to show you in this, but you can adjust labels. If there's certain things about these features that you would like to show up on the map instead, you can easily adjust a lot of that. So now once you've got all this information collected, so let's say the field user collected all this information, they come back in the office where they have good internet, they can open up the project and sync the project. And so you can see this syncing right now. And so it has synced all this information that I have collected. And then the office user would now be able to go into this project, and they could either do a manual sync or just wait in the project for a little bit, and it'll automatically sync and download that information. But once they've got it synced, they could export this information if they needed to, or edit it. So here's the export section. So here's the different file formats. So you can export to PDF, Excel, KML, shapefile, geopackage, and you can also perform an attachment export, which creates a folder for each record or feature that you have mapped. And within that folder would have any attachment like a photo or any other files that belong to those records, so you can easily know where they belong. So let's do a PDF export real quick to show you. You can enter in other information into some of these fields. You can add a logo if you needed to. I'll just go and find the Juniper Systems logo that I've got. You can add other attributes if you want to. We're going to go into this advanced options. So if there's different page sizes you need to do, if you need to print out this PDF in a higher resolution like this map, I'm going to go and do best fit. I'm going to go a list view. We're going to hit back, and we're just going to export this. So it's going to quickly create a map here, and we're going to save this in here. And let's open it up. Okay, so it looks like it started at the bottom. All right, so the first page is going to have any information that we would have entered in on that CRIS form at the beginning that relates to the site that we're at. Next page would show the map of our site with a legend of the different features or records that we have mapped. We've got our logo down here. If there was other information that you had entered, it would show up here as well. And then on these subsequent pages, it's going to have all the information regarding these different artifacts or features that maybe you've mapped. It'll have it all in here that you can easily see, and provide this PDF to some of your customers as well. So let's jump back to Uinta real quick. And then besides exporting, it's easy to import data. I won't go into detail with that at the moment, but we also have different layers that you can go and turn on and turn off. So right here, this is showing the different records or artifacts or features that we've mapped in here. And we can say if we only wanted to see our artifacts, it's going to filter down to those artifacts. So you can see them here. I can zoom out and it'll show them. If we wanted to also turn on maybe the boundary with that too, that boundary will turn on and we can see those. So you can choose what you want. You can even drill down inside those artifacts. So maybe you only wanted to see flakestone or metal, or inside the flakestone, maybe you only wanted to see certain ones that were a certain material or type. So you can customize to these layers to see exactly what you want to see. You can also use this search feature and start typing in certain things. So Uinta is built on a relationship database. So whatever you collect data on, like have information in these fields, you could potentially enter that in here and it'll filter down to those records or features that have those in there too. So now let's go, and in here we've also got different maps that you can use. So here's a Google map. Now these maps, you may so these maps will you only see them if they're if you're connected to an internet connection, which is fine. They're only for reference. But the nice thing with Uinta is you can create snippets of those maps before you go out and see those in the background if you want to do that. Our Uinta software is designed to be able to work fully offline if you need to. You don't have to be connected to an internet connection at all to use the software, which is great. But again, that's going to end my demonstration on our Uinta software. If you have any questions, please reach out. I'd be happy to even provide another personalized demonstration if needed. But keep in mind, if you guys do purchase, we've got your back. We're here to make sure that you guys are successful. And now I'm going to turn the time back over to Trevor.
All right, thank you, Mike. Bear with me here for a moment. I'm going to share my screen. There we go. So that concludes today's webinar. We wanted to make sure and give you time back. If you do have questions, we're going to leave this open for a little while. Please enter them in the GoToMeeting chat. We will follow up with anyone who asks a question. As Mike mentioned, we do want to extend an offer that you can always start a free trial. If you want to go beyond the 7 days, it's very easy. Just send us an email to uintasoftware@junipersys.com. Enter any specific questions you have in the GoToMeeting chat. Again, we will follow up with you. And we hope you've learned something in this webinar. You've learned that this is a practical solution that is competitively priced, it's affordable, and it's kind of a no-hassle data collection solution that helps you coordinate between the office and the field, but it's very powerful and allows you to do your job better and hopefully be more efficient and save you time and money. So we thank you for joining today's webinar. Please do contact us at uintasoftware@junipersys.com, or you can contact Mike and I directly, and we're happy to help. have a good day, and we hope you enjoyed the webinar.